Welcome to Time with Death. This video is for informational purposes and in no way meant to glorify or condone violence. In today's video, we'll be discussing the murder of Chloe Summer Evans. Evans was shot and killed on Friday, October 25, 2019, near 104th and Figueroa Street in Vermont Vista, according to LA County coroner records. John Benson was subsequently arrested and charged with the murder. The following is the evidence at trial. On October 25, 2019, victim Chloe Evans was shot to death while engaged as a commercial sex worker in Los Angeles. At first, police had little information about the shooter. However, on November 10, 2019, Ms. Furlow told LAPD officer Manuela Armenta that she had been working as a sex worker nearby on the night of the shooting. Ms. Furlow told Officer Armenta that the shooter, driving a white Chevy Impala, repeatedly approached and harassed several commercial sex workers on the street over the course of 2 hours. Ms. Furlow said the man repeatedly said he was from Main Street Mafia Crips and was there on some gangbanging shit. Ms. Furlow described witnessing the shooting and gave the police a physical description of the shooter, whose name she did not know. Officer Armenta shared this information with Detective Michael Levant, who was assigned to investigate the shooting. And on November 13, 2019, they consulted LAPD officer Alex Zamora, who monitored the Main Street Mafia Crips and the Hoover criminals for the Southeast Gang Enforcement Detail. Based on the physical description and gang association information given to him by Detective Levant and Officer Armenta, including information about a tattoo with the letters M and A on the left arm, Officer Zamora identified defendant Benson as a potential suspect. Detective Levant interviewed Ms. Furlow on December 4, 2019. Ms. Furlow said the shooter had spent several hours prior to the shooting messing with the girls on the street. One woman, known as Chocolate, entered and exited his car. Ms. Furlow listened to Chocolate and the driver talking. The man was like, quote, "Do y'all know what's going on around here? I'm on some gangbanging shit. It's not no whole shit going on. It's some whole other shit going on over here," end quote. He told Chocolate he was from Main Street. Ms. Furlow told Detective Levant the man picked the victim up, then robbed her and took her phone. She said she believed the man was looking for a girl associated with the Hoover gang, a Main Street Crip enemy, because she told Chocolate he was there on some hood business. She said word on the street was that the shooter targeted the victim because her pimp was supposed to be from Hoover. The victim reported to her pimp, Joshua Ellis, what had happened, and the shooting occurred when Ellis arrived on the scene. Ms. Furlow saw the shooter point a gun, and she both heard the gunfire and saw the muzzle flash. The driver of the white car began shooting first, and Ellis fired back. Ms. Furlow believed the victim was caught in the crossfire. Ms. Furlow gave Detective Levant a description of the driver. She said if she saw the man again, she would know exactly who he is because he had seen him face to face. She was confident she would recognize him. "I would know exactly who he is because I've seen him too many times that night." She identified defendant Benson from a photographic lineup. She was confident in her identification, saying, quote, "For sure he was driving the car. I know his face, yup, no ifs, ands, and buts about it. It was him, he was the driver," end quote. Defendant Benson was charged with murdering the victim, attempting to murder Ellis, shooting at an occupied motor vehicle, shooting from a motor vehicle, and possession of a firearm by a felon. Gun use and gang enhancement allegations were charged as to the first 4 offenses, and a prior strike offense was alleged. Defendant had 2 jury trials. In 2022, during defendant's first trial, Ms. Furlow identified defendant in court as the shooter. The trial court allowed Ms. Furlow to testify that defendant had told her before the shooting, "I'm here on some gang shit." Defendant's first trial ended in a mistrial with a hung jury. Ms. Furlow was so reluctant to testify at the second trial that she had to be arrested to secure her appearance. The prosecutor asked the court for permission to question Ms. Furlow about how she knew defendant, his gang ties, her fear of testifying, and the fact she had to be arrested in order to compel her testimony. Following the second trial, defendant Benson was acquitted of the attempted murder of Ellis, but convicted of first-degree murder, shooting at an occupied motor vehicle, shooting from a motor vehicle, and possession of a firearm by a felon. Defendant was sentenced to 120 years to life in state prison. Chloe Summer Evans was 18 years old at the time of death.